Major environmental issues in Syria include deforestation, overgrazing, soil erosion, desertification, water pollution from the dumping of raw sewage and wastes from petroleum refining, and inadequate supplies of potable water. Water shortages, exacerbated by population growth, industrial expansion, and water pollution, are a significant long-term constraint on economic development. The water shortages in Syria turned into 5 successive years of drought, prolonging the environmental issues that Syria already had. The Assad regime has been in power from 1970 present. Hafez al-Assad ruled as president from 1971 to 2000, and following his death passed the power to his son, Bashar al-Assad. The lack of change in policies and agenda setting is said to have had a contribution in the 5 successive years of drought. Also, the continuous stability and peace movement for 4 decades that was instilled by the Assad regime transformed into institutionalizing fear and violence amongst its own people had a contribution in the 2011 Arab Spring. The 2011 Arab Spring, which began as a civil uprising, quickly transformed into a full-blown civil war. Unfortunately, the constant coercion of the Assad regime, from the Hama Massacre of 1982 to the consistent incommunicado detention centers where civilians that dare speak ill or in opposition to the government are being tortured and dehumanized, has been the main perpetuator to the current civil war in Syria, unknowingly causing the current detrimental state of the environment. The outbreak of the civil war in Syria has been detrimental to the economical, social, and environmental life. The toxicity of weapons used during the war, such as mortar bombs, artillery shells, barrel bombs, aircraft bombs and missiles, has been the leading cause for the damages to Syria's oil production, industrial areas, infrastructure, waste management. Therefore, the Ministry of Environmental Affairs in Syria has participated in the United Nations Conference to create the Sustainable Development Plan. This plan was created as an effort to combat desertification, biodiversity, and climate change. Unfortunately, at the General Assembly, it was declared that the plan had failed in terms of the setbacks that were found within the degrading land and eroding development gains. These environmental issues were ultimately related to the Syrian war.